Hello. Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to another stream. Happy Tuesday. I have arrived. What's going on, Myrtle May 86? Welcome back, Yulita. Welcome back, Vincent. I love that emo, Yulita. Triangle Sora. Let me adjust my sound here. I think I put down the sound last time we played because I couldn't hear people over the game sound. There we go. So yeah, a lot going on today in the world outside of Eorzea. Twitch updated their terms of service agreement, which doesn't really affect me. Could affect the future of the channel, but oh, I didn't know I can get up here. Well, that's something to think about when we cross that road. If I ever want to go full-time as a content creator and streamer one day, which I do, then it might be more beneficial to stream over on YouTube, which everybody here discovered me from YouTube pretty much, so that would be an easy transition. Next on the list of shit that's going crazy in the world, we have Canada having forest fires that's just blowing smoke and really bad air quality to the East Coast. And it is pretty jarring, not gonna lie. So there's that. Yeah, that's why I bring it up, because a lot of streamers, I was listening to Zeppla and Asmongold earlier. They were both talking about it literally at the same time. It's almost like yeah, I don't even get 50-50. Like, I think I get like 40-60, you know, like it's not even 50-50. Like, one sub is $5. I think the person who's subscribing pays like $5.99. I end up getting like $2.40 or something like that. As an affiliate. As a partner, I think it's a little bit more. What's going on, Milk? Welcome back to the stream. I hope you're having a good night. Thank you so much. I hope you're having a good night as well. So far, so good. Can't complain. Had a good day at work today. Got a juice box with the hydrate. All right, I'll go for the actual hydrating liquid here. There we go. That's a good old Poland Spring. So yeah, I'm just hanging out here. I'm gonna go talk to some NPCs. We have a lot to cover tonight. So as soon as I'm done talking to the NPCs, we're gonna talk to Tataru and see what the next plan is for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn here. Patch 3.5. Here we come. Don't you drag me into this mess. But I have precocious sibling too, and I'm sure she'd be happy to join us. Believe me, I know all too well the burden that is a precocious sibling. We should trade tales over a drink sometime, or perhaps even with the four of us. Alice A. It's a bit overwhelming, quite frankly, having spent so much time on the road, often by myself. Yet I will try to approach this as a learning experience, as I did my travels. Had I not kept an open mind, after all, I doubt I would have been able to master the ethereal blade, nor would I have benefited from the rather pointed advice I received. I thought that was a really cool thing. that she mastered the ethereal blade. When she pulled that out of her book, I was like, couldn't believe that happened. That was an epic moment. There's no one path, as some are given to say, and there's wisdom in exploring every school of magic, and there is an exploration of all things. I agree. I never said this before, but I do love your setup. The LED lights are so nice. Really? I really appreciate that. I put a lot of work into my setup. I love LED lights. That was meant to be a teaser for Red Mage. Actually, last stream, I think it was last stream, I actually was working on unlocking the Red Mage. And I think I succeeded. I did. Don't you love my outfit? I have to do the first quest and really get to know the skills, but Red Mage seems really cool. What are you laughing at, Yulita? We all know that you probably have tons of LED lights. You love Red Mage on the lowdown. It is not as fun. It is not as though I do not enjoy the company of so many motivated youths. However, without a seal, is that really a seal door? I cannot help but feel somewhat isolated. He got carried away with his training. That glam. Oh yeah, the pink glam. I think that's literally the only available shirt that I have. I do not have a lot of cloth, or I guess you could say, like, you know, same with my Arcanist. I think it's just like, yeah. Level 50. This is level 24, Disciple of Magic. So, yeah, that's pretty sad. I can't believe this is like the default color of this thing. Not a fan. I can't even see the hat, you know? On guard. What do you got to say, Thancred? I told her everything that happened. She needed to know, and I thought it would be best if it came from me. It's strange to think back on the circumstances of our first meeting. We were all so very young, so foolish, so powerless. That's very true, Thancred. That's very, very true. In that moment, she departed this realm for the first. I heard her speak to me. I know this to be true, just as I know that she will one day return to us. In those final moments, she was smiling, was she not? She was so proud and hopeful, looking to the future. So I will too, Gigan. I will. Alright, Alfie. So, I have to be thinking, Gigan, when time allows, we should go and pay a visit to Gabu with Alisaie. Though their time was short, I know she felt a kinship with the young child. Yeah, we need to. Gabu. I do, you're right, Vincent. I do have dyes unlocked. I could easily dye that sucker. My word, Gigan, I must confess to some considerable amazement at the great trials and tribulations you and the others have recently overcame. I must again apologize for our prolonged absence and for the fact that we have yet to answer many questions. As for Yida, well, all things in time, I suppose. And there I was, worried about how to brief Papalymo on so many momentous events, which we have borne witness to in recent memory. Little did I know, I need to only leave Hori to it. So, Alphino, yeah, we all know he's got his mind made up. The Crystal Braves, and no more. It's all over. Bam! You haven't got home, but you can't stay here. But Riol, he's not having it. Won't even let old Alfie finish. That's awesome. I love that little detail right there. All right, it's time to continue the MSQ. Tidings from Gear Albania. Are we ready? Drum roll. All right, here we go. I also got tons of dyes on me if you need any. Ooh. If you have any like dyes that glow or like white dyes, I think the white dyes are the most expensive though. I'll have to take a look at them again because it gives you like all the dyes when you open up the dialogue. I wouldn't mind like a black. Could dye my Gunbreaker outfit black. I have the cheap version of the white dye. That's awesome. So happy that I unlocked flying in all the zones. Thank you for everybody who helped me out with that last stream. Hey, Vincent. Oh, fancy. Thank you. All right, now let's go to town. I like that. I think the original is actually this color, isn't it? No, I think the original is like a blue, right? I think the original is like a dark blue type thing. Seronius, heard this game is really good. A lot of people are playing it tonight. Oh, really? I love this game. I've been playing it for a year now, actually, 12 months. I'm almost done with Endwalker MSQ on my main character. Congratulations. I'm assuming the crying monkey means there's some really sad moments that you don't want to spoil right now. Shinfil, it's a Final Fantasy 14 stream or Diablo stream. You might want to change the title. That is very true. I apologize. This is a Final Fantasy 14 stream, not a Diablo stream. I thank you for calling that out. Seronius, I apologize if you came here for some awesome Diablo 4 gameplay, but I am playing Final Fantasy 14 instead. One day soon though, I'll play some Diablo. All right, it should be updated. Please verify. Oh, I thought you were streaming Diablo 4. I was like, wow, this looks like Final Fantasy 14. Oh my god. Hello. Thank you for all the dyes. Hempen dress gloves. Wow. Some really nice. Oh, wait, is this for... This is for my level 10 stuff. Thank you, Rune. I appreciate you making that for me. Hold on, this was for my Arcanist. Hey. Perfect. Perfect. Alpine coat, yes. Can I dye the Alpine coat? That'd be nice. My god, I gotta make it white. Look at that. I am definitely making it, but I only have one of those, I think, so I'll save it for the other one. That's nice. That's pretty much the same. Little bit different. Right now it's orange. I appreciate you stopping by the stream, Seronius. How are you doing tonight? The royal blues still. Oh wow, look at that. That shiny dye right there. I feel like I need to put this on like plate or like hard armor, not soft armor. You know, this is like a cloth, so it doesn't really show the gradients very well. Kind of looks like tin foil. Hold on, I don't have pants on. That would help. All right, so this is gonna be blue. Yo, I'm telling you, you legends. I was gonna do the MSQ. You distracted me with this fashion stuff. You know how important I think fashion is. Fashion is endgame, all right? The Snow White is super rare, so save it for something good. I will save it. I will save it. I'm not gonna use it. I just want to see, can I dye the horns? I cannot. I will dye this a different color though, but I will save the Snow White. Red is cool, I think. That's not bad. Whoa. Cyberpunk Final Fantasy. That's unique. I use this one. Nice. All right, well, let's get this show on the road. We got 4 people, and I think there's a dungeon coming up in the MSQ. That was not obvious what to do. Fashion and housing, yeah. You have to see some of the players' houses in this game, Seronius. I feel like in Guild Wars 2, they really focus on the exterior designs. Like building, like, you know, a racetrack, all that. But Final Fantasy really focuses on the interior design. You're exactly right, Shinfil. Some of the houses look amazing, yes. I is jealous. Yulita actually created a small house. Stand still for a few minutes. see. Once my brain starts, once I start multitasking, my brain is like, cannot compute. Yes, a Lalafell-sized house. That's what I was gonna say. Oh wait, is she creating an outfit for me? Tataru is known for like changing the way you look. What is going on? There, all finished. Warrior of Lights, every measurement from heroic head to intrepid toe. Woohoo! I love how the Lala's hair looks like an onion. Alpha No wants everyone in the Solar for a meeting. I don't know what it's about, but he seemed to think it was very important. Alright. Go on, we have everything we need. No sense in keeping everyone waiting. Main character energy right here. Why is that trending right now? I see that all over social media. Main character energy. I'm harnessing my main character energy. Like, are normal people stealing video game nerds lingo? I don't get it.
We're here. Did we miss anything?
Oh, we got a voice acted scene. Is it because we're getting old? Please, no. Never heard that before? Do a quick Google search, or as the kids use ChatGPT nowadays, or the Snapchat AI. They probably just like ask Snapchat AI everything instead of Google. I still search things on YouTube because I want to find a video of somebody explaining it to me. Does that mean I'm old?
We would not presume to begin without you, Ida. Urianger has returned to the Waking Sands, but everyone else is now present.
I gotta put on my automatic lazy mode.
Yes, but for what exactly? We all have duties to attend to, Alphino, so you may dispense with the preamble.
Thank you, Elise. It is the very subject of those duties which compelled me to call this gathering. Though the Warriors of Darkness no longer pose a threat, Eorzea's many troubles demand no less of our attention. And while I stand by the decision to approach each task as we see fit, I fear our effectiveness will ultimately be diminished should we continue to act in ignorance of each other's efforts. Thus, I propose we elect a successor to Minfilia. Not to serve as a fully fledged antecedent, perhaps, but as a coordinator of operations.
I vote for Cryle.
Is that all? Oh, then the decision seems clear.
It's you, bro.
No one else has shown any enthusiasm for the role, and judging by your performance at our previous meeting, you would seem the perfect candidate. You always did have a flair for politics.
It's true.
I did not mean to... That was not my intention. As my tenure as commander of the Crystal Braves comprehensively demonstrated, I lack the qualities required for such an office. I would much prefer to remain as I am now, a soldier in the field, so to speak.
Should none of our numbers step forward, must we then constrain some unwilling candidate to take up the position?
Well, based on merit alone, a certain adventurer would be my choice. Though I concede he might struggle to balance his new responsibilities with, let me see, slaying primals, thwarting legatuses, and feeding the orphan poor.
Thancred makes a good point. Any who would wear such a mantle would be bound by its obligations. have we not become sufficiently familiar with each other's methods to act without an overseer? At present, I see no cause to so willingly limit one of our number.
Oh my goodness! You're... Help! I need some help here!
Tataru, are you all right?
Me? I'm fine. It's this poor girl who just staggered in and collapsed on the floor that I'm worried about.
Narco! God, how did... Yashola! Please, you have to help her.
Kral, a hand if you would. Let us see about closing these wounds.
Now, we've staunched the bleeding, but it may be a while before you can move about again. Though having seen your wounds, I'm surprised you are still moving at all.
Thank you. My message. It was too important to delay. I took the shortest route I could, though I knew it was more heavily patrolled. As you can see, my efforts at evasion were not entirely successful.
Honestly, you're too brave for your own good. What was so urgent that you needed to fight half the Empire to get here? You could have been killed.
I'm sorry, Ida. I had good reason. But I imagine your friends are wondering who this bloody mess of a Mikote is. My name is Minago, and I belong to the Alamegan Resistance.
Oh, snap.
I came to warn Ida and Papalimo about one of our leaders. A man who calls himself the Griffin. He's always been dangerous, but he's planning something new. Something reckless.
The Griffin, you say? I've heard the name. Rumor has it your man is eager to test his claws.
Aye, and on no easy target. He means to assault Belsar's wall from the Alamegan side.
But what does the Griffin possibly hope to gain from such an attack?
From what I understand, he wants the fires of war to spread to Eorzea. And for that, he needs to control the border with Gridania.
So, he means to spark a conflict between the Alliance and the Imperial forces stationed in Alamigo, to have Eorzea's armies aid in the liberation effort, whether they will it or no.
His plan is flawed. Even should the Resistance succeed in occupying the wall, they would not be able to hold it. Imperial
The
reinforcements would drive them out within a week.
Be that as it may, if there is even a chance that this scheme could bring about an escalation in hostilities between Eorzea and the Empire, the Alliance must be informed.
Agreed. I shall depart for Limsa Laminsa forthwith and seek an audience with the Admiral. Thancred, Uldar is yours.
Just like the old days.
Alphino and Alize, make haste to the Twelveswood and notify the Elder Seedseer of the danger to Gridania. She will duly call a council of the Alliance leaders, whom you must be ready to receive.
I guess Ystola's taking charge
You
here.
will be our voice in Ishgard. Explain the situation to Sir Emmerich and encourage him to send an envoy. Tataru, Krile, I leave the care of our injured messenger to you. See that she remains quiescent and her wounds closed. I believe that covers everything. Let us be about our tasks.
The wall the Garleans built at the edge of
I
the
suspect the
Gridanian
ill tidings
Bordium
from
with
Girabania
Alamigi.
will be held as a
Oh,
turning
the
point.
Belsar's wall.
The beginning
after
to
Gaius.
a bloody end. The business of war was ever conducted with the coin of self-sacrifice. Twas Master
Papalimo is
Louis
the...
Soir himself who taught us that such costs are not to be ignored or denied. And so I shall embrace them. When the time comes, I will make my choice, as you will yours.
I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. It's the Red Mage. Hello. That's a cool ability. I love how chill the music is. It's kind of like if I'm craving like adventure, you know, then I'll play Diablo. But if I'm craving to relax and just chill and go through a story, Final Fantasy. And that was the vibe tonight. I was on the fence. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to play. I give the credit to my wife though. She was like, well, do you want to go on an adventure and slay demons, or do you want to, you know, play your part in a story? And I was like, I kind of want to chill and play through a story. Oh, hello. Tiny Bear's in the chat, everyone. My #1 VIP. My better half. Where did you get that emote? What is that emote? Teehee pillow? It's a global emote. Okay. Kinda looked like you, that's why I was like, where did you get that? Did you make that? It's Luigi. Our representative, whomever we select, will require a suitable escort. Yes, Lord Commander. Egan, pray accompany Lucia to the gates of judgment and make ready to depart for Gridania. I will have our envoy join you as soon as I can. Fury speed you on your way. Everybody's coming together. I appreciate people hanging out with me tonight. I know this was a last minute stream. Appreciate y'all being here. If you have no other business in the city, join me at the gates of judgment. You must be ready to depart the instant the envoy arrives. How'd you get up there? Been raiding for the past few days. Good to have a break. Nice. I am known for having the chill stream. For context, the Garleans begun their invasion of Eorzea 20 years ago, beginning at Alhamigo. While Alhamigo had just ended a civil war, were disorganized and tired. It was lonely after the Eorzean alliance formed. I'm assuming you meant it was only. Dang. That's crazy. So that sparked the formation of the Eorzean alliance. But now it's like people are putting Alamigo on the back burner, it seems. Alright, Lucia, ready to go. That's crazy, Shinfil. It was a divided nation. It's cool that I was part of bringing Ishgard back into the alliance. I could literally fly there, but I'm lazy. Garrison commander waits with it. Why not accompany me? You see a familiar face. Okay, cool. What are we gonna see? Hey, Lord Fartom's kids. Gigan, old boy. How wonderful to see you. And Sir Emmerich, too. To what do I owe these unexpected pleasures? I will have some mulled wine brought right up from the kitchens at once. Do not trouble yourself. We shall soon be on our way. A brief summary, if you will. Yes, Lord Commander. Those villains hardly need any excuse to wage war. Bloodletting comes as naturally as breathing to Garly, I mean to an Imperial. And thus we shall strengthen our patrols as you suggest. We shall also be sure to communicate these developments to Lord Francel at the Observatorium. I see you have everything in hand. Carry on. Another invasion. I have to stop it. Me both, old boy. I doubt I'll ever feel worthy to sit where he sat. God, that makes me sad. I love that they have a portrait of him. Yet, we can but play the hand we're dealt. And with then a little help from the veterans and Hunter Royd's ceaseless chiding, I'm sure I'll muddle through. So worry not, old boy. Off to Gridania with you. Rest in peace, Horsefall. Each card is a special case because even as it had some commercial and diplomatically agreements with other city-states, there was always a closed-off place due to the Dragon Song War. True. Though after the Garleans invaded, they just cut off entirely and ignored the Alliance's call for help. Yeah, they did that. They sure did that. I don't. Hold on. I want to stop. Is there a way to like hide your necklace? Maybe this will be good. Supervisor, hide. Scarf is cool. Can I dye the scarf? I cannot dye the scarf. That'd be cool. Dye the scarf. Wait. Oh, damn it. Wrong quest. To the council we go. The Emperor's new hat? Thank you, Vincent. Check this out. The Emperor's new earrings. What's all this? You use those to not show the glamour pieces. Oh. Thank you. Oh, I have a neck. There we go. No earrings, no choker. All right. Put the horns back on. Cool, thank you. All right. Let's go to this council. See what everybody has to say. Amy Bun. And they do work in glamour dressers too. I really appreciate that. Ah, and the Lumenzen party as well. Oh snap! Look who it is! Merle Whip! Admiral, always a pleasure. And Gigan, I trust you are well. 'Tis a day for reunions, it seems. I believe you are well acquainted with my escort. Yugiri! Master Gigan, I was glad to hear from Rio that the missing Scions have now been found. Oh. Hey, that's really heartfelt, y'all. You have no idea how full circle these characters have came in this journey. I mean, you probably do, since you probably played through this game already, but for those of you who didn't, now you know. Here we go. Let's see if it's voice acted.
I bid you welcome, my friends.
Nice.
As you will by now be aware, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have come into possession of certain intelligence concerning recent developments in the region of Gyr Abania. It springs, I am assured, from an unimpeachable source. Is that not so, Master Alphino?
Indeed, Elder Seedseer. Our information comes directly from a member of the Resistance's inner circle, and we have no cause to doubt its veracity.
This griffin of theirs is a fool if he thinks he can hold Belsar's wall against the Empire. When the Imperials move to take it back, they will come in force. And the resulting fighting is all but certain to spill over into the Black Shroud.
At the Battle of Cartano, the combined might of 3 grand companies labored to contend with the remnants of but a single Imperial legion. Alone, Gridania would be hard-pressed indeed to hold back the tide, should the Garleans turn their minds from reclamation to invasion.
May I once more convey my nation's deepest regrets for our inaction in the days prior to the calamity. 'Tis a stain upon our ledger that I would fain remove. Elder Seedseer, I do hereby request leave to deploy a defensive force within the borders of Gridania. Ishgard's return to the Alliance shall be honored by more than mere ink upon parchment.
My boy's stepping up! He's stepping up!
The Doman people too would join any effort that weakens our common foe. We are few, but our most seasoned shinobi are at your disposal.
Hey, shinobi, let's go.
On behalf of my people, I offer you my humble thanks. Gridania welcomes your assistance.
It is time we set our contingency plans in motion. Is the Alliance agreed? Then let us make ready for war. Victory favors the swift. There is much to be done.
Confident nods everywhere. Confident nod, confident nod. Let's have a little discussion on the side here.
The council knows that Alamigo will not soon be wrested from the Empire, and its decision to bolster the border's defenses seems eminently practical. Why then, brother, do you scowl so?
I agree that they have chosen the wisest course available. Indeed, the only reasonable one. Yet something feels awry. In making ready for war, is the Alliance not granting the Griffin the very thing he desired? Any attempt to hold the wall is doomed to failure, aye. But I wonder if we have misjudged the prize for which he plays.
I wonder that too. Maybe it's all set up, you know? They just want everybody to be there. They want everybody to show up so they could take everyone out in one fell swoop. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen next. Vibing. Vincent's vibing. Vince's pants are on fire. I love how she's hiding behind the tree. I was awaiting the opportune moment to join the conversation, and a force of a bad habit make me keep to the shadows. No apologies necessary, Mistress Yugiri. I am most grateful for your introduction when I offered Ishgard support. My nation's historical failure to heed the Alliance pleas for aid is a matter of record. Even so, the Alliance leaders were plainly unprepared for the impromptu apology. The resulting air of awkwardness might have lingered longer, were it not for their timely offers of cooperation, which allowed the other Seedseer to accept us both. I very much appreciate the gesture. I only did my duty, Sir Emmerich. The Empire is an enemy to us all, and we are grateful for the opportunity to fight at your side. And full glad are we to have you. Pray convey my regards to the Scion, my friends. We must return to Ishgard. Okay. Whatever's wrong with simply sorry or thank you. Must these politicians always make a speech about everything? Dang. That is how adults speak, sister. Mayhap the ones who like the sound of their own voice. In any case, our business here is concluded. We should be on our way as well. Will you accompany us to Revenant's Tull, Yugiri? Actually, I think I shall first pay a brief visit to the Eastern Shroud. I'm curious to know how Papa Munita is faring in the talks with the Sylphs, not to mention what has been going on at the Belsar's Wall. I will join you at the Rising Stone shortly. I feel like I have to go hang out with... Okay, looks like they're just skipping that. We're going straight to the decision. Tonight's movie night, so make sure you have your popcorn, you have your snacks. We're chilling. We're chilling this evening. I hit my Windows key by accident, and now Windows is bringing up stuff. Pretty pink sky above, indeed. That's really nice. Welcome back, Egan. I don't know about you, but I am Partly glad to all of the talking is over. I understand these council meetings are important, but do you not find it tiresome? Check the weather. Oh, the weather actually says pink, gloom. It says gloom. That said, people have been able to change, and if my brother's willing to run his own errands, everything is possible. So does that mean there's a special fate nearby? Is there something special that we can go do right now? Oh, not here? Oh. Oh. Looks like something important's about to happen. Griffin on the wall. Oh, it's for Odin. Ooh. Ooh. Odin popped yesterday. What's going on, Maruko? Welcome back to the stream. Happy to have you here, man. Hope you're doing well. Snap. We got a little cutscene here. She's gonna make a full recovery. Nice. Each of the nations, Ishgard included, has committed to providing military support to Gridania. Ares in alliance will soon have a significant force in the Black Shroud, ready to respond to any Imperial act of aggression. Really? No way. That's cool. She was not happy about All right. The weather just changed. No way, it's Pippin! And Hilda? That's cool. What news of the wall? Whoa. Report! What? 7 hells. Fighting has broken out on top of the wall. A full-scale assault. So the Griffin has made his move. Someone has. And what's that supposed to mean? The attackers, they're wearing Grand Company colors. Impossible. We gave no such order. Of course, the wall was never the Griffin's target. It was bait. We have been goaded into deploying our armies nearby, thus lending weight to his deception. If those uniforms were convincing enough to deceive my scouts, the Empire will surely think we've launched an offensive. This could mean war. Even so, this may yet no more be a diversion. With the armies of the Alliance occupying the Empire's attention, it would be comparatively easy for the Griffin supporters to slip into Alhamigo. He could then incite a rebellion amongst the populace, which the Imperial reserves would be hard-pressed to contain. Eorzea, meanwhile, would be plunged into chaos. I don't know who this Lady Hilda is, Marshal, but you can count on me. Oh snap, the plot thickens. Forward, comrades. The time has come to drive the Empire from Alamigo and force action upon those who have turned their back to our suffering for so long. Let this victory be the first step in the liberation of our homeland. Alamigo will be free, no matter the cost. Why is it like, is there some stuff to look at in the background here? Okay. Belsar's Wall, now accessible. Alright, we already have our 4, it seems. I'm gonna take a bathroom break real quick. Everything looks so ominous, I know, right? It's like the calm before the storm. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, we're back. I mean, if it wasn't for the giant gnats in the background, I'd say this is a pretty cool pic. Will they be in the picture? Yeah, they will. This is like before the war. Let's see. Hold on. This is like before the war picture. I'm jealous of your hat. Hello. Hey, welcome to the stream, Tic Tac. Fat cat included. Gotta get the fat cat. Alright, I'm ready. Let's tank this thing. Everyone calls me Tic Tac, but no one calls me Orange. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm cool with Tic Tac. Hey, whichever you prefer. I can call you Orange. Tic Tac it is. Are you a newcomer to Final Fantasy or a veteran? I saw a Guild War II video of yours and thought I ended up here. Well, thank you for coming over. Yeah, I'm mainly a MMORPG streamer. I've been playing some Diablo IV lately, but I used to play World of Warcraft, and I switched to Guild Wars 2 about 3 years ago. Gave that a try. Really love it. I think I have about 780s. I love that game. It's not like I got tired of it, I'm the type of person that loves trying new games. And I want to try everything that's out there, you know, before I just like resign myself to one game for the rest of my life. I don't think I would ever do that, right? But, so yeah, here I am playing Final Fantasy, giving this a try. I love Final Fantasy 2, you know, World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy, Guild Wars 2, they all have their strengths and weaknesses. A lot of different things that I love about all of them. How long have you been playing Guild Wars 2? Or did you just see a video of me playing Guild Wars 2? I'm a vet, I mean, players. Nice. You game a bit loud for stream, you have to hear me. Alright, that's always the case. Put it a little bit lower. How's that? Can everybody hear me okay now? Are we here? Okay, cool. Yeah, anyway, I was saying, like, the whole point of me starting my YouTube channel and my Twitch was to create a community of people who love MMORPGs or online gaming in general, I guess. I got stunned. And, you know, help people along the way who are new to the genre, who have never really played an MMORPG before, because, oh, you know, maybe it's like money or something that's holding them back. With a lot of these games, besides WoW, of course, I mean, WoW has its free trial, but it's like only up to like level 20, I think. Where Final Fantasy and Guild Wars 2 is completely free, which I love. I even tried Elder Scrolls Online. Oh my god. I've never seen these mechanics before. In a normal raid, so it's all good. Open the gate. Boss number 1. This boss has a lot of health. This is a pretty easy fight to tank though, isn't it? I'm just staying in one spot. Yes. Good job, team. We did it. Platform. I feel like people have like that claw as a mount that like carries them around, you know? Does that come from this dungeon? Oh, buddy. Hello. Oh god, stop moving. Please stop moving. Normal raid done. Answer your question. I started Guild Wars 2 during Heart of Thorns. Nice. Well, we have a lot of people who play Guild Wars 2 regularly in my Discord. So if you do !Discord, you could join the channel over there. And some people who play it every day. If you're interested. Surprisingly, I find like a lot of people that join the Discord are new players looking for help or people to play with in the Guild Wars 2 community, right? Like, I rarely find new players looking for help or a group of people to play with Final Fantasy for some reason. And maybe that's just because Final Fantasy tends to be more of an acceptable game to play solo, okay? Where Guild Wars 2, I can imagine you definitely do need some help. It could get frustrating at times in the beginning if you don't know what you're doing. These are really cool mobs. Sorry, I feel like I'm a little slow tonight. I'm pretty tired. But yeah, this is a good topic of conversation. Oh my god. Destroying us here. Damn. Yeah, sure, I'll join your Discord. Appreciate the promotion. This is really cool. Everyone ready? You can buy that mount? Yes. I think Guild Wars 2 is hard to play solo, especially since roulettes aren't a dude matchmaking. Plus, Legend Guild Wars 2 don't serve much purpose. It's true. That's very true. They don't. But in Final Fantasy 14, dungeon trials are the casual content. Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I wasn't paying attention. Anyway. Yeah, you're exactly right. Guild Wars 2, for me, the more important things to do in that game was crafting, PvP, world boss. Like, I love the world bosses in that game. I'm about to die, aren't I? This is not good. I don't know this fight. It's the first time I've ever doing this fight. We'll figure it out. Don't worry, chat. Woohoo! Pop it, Super Bolai. Yeah, this fight has introduced a lot of new mechanics that I've never seen before. And it's pretty cool as a new player to experience that as they come. Because I imagine, right, like, everybody who played through this when it was released. Am I supposed to get close to you guys when that happens? Understand that mechanic. You know, I would experience it kind of like as it was released, right? Like, nice. I want this as a mount. Can I get this as a mount? This is a really cool spider mount. To the armory. You face the open side towards it. Stand still, no attack with the open spot towards okay. Now I know. Stormblood is going to show you how well done the fights are compared to Roman-born Heaven World mechanics. Nice. Really looking forward to it. So are you enjoying Gunbreaker? Yeah, I've been playing it since the beginning of Heaven's Word. I might switch to Dark Knight eventually though, because I hear it's the best, one of the best storylines out there in terms of job quest lines. But yeah, I'm working my way through the Gunbreaker quest line. I always like tanking. Or DPS. My favorite tank to play as, and yeah, Dark Knight has a fantastic job quest line. Nice. I think Gunbreaker is a really unique class that I haven't seen before, right? Like, definitely a Final Fantasy specific thing. Aha, the imposters! Finally reached them. Are we going straight to the end over here? I was about to say, good call. Pull all of it. Yeah, it's the hybrid of DPS and tank. Heck yeah. I thought Warrior was like the highest DPS tank, no? This is a really cool version of it. Oh, we got the Griff. Griff is on deck. Checking out the moonlight. Is this the real Griffin or the fake Griffin? I love that sword. Oh my god, did we get to finally see it? No way, Illbred. No. I mean, I had my hunch, but come on. Come on. Ah, damn. This motherfucker. I need some hot chocolate.
How'd you like these?
I know that mechanic.
Sloppy.
Sloppy.
I'll tear you limb from limb. Sloppy.
Sloppy. Before I fight you, sips hot chocolate. That's me, man. That is me. Amigo.
I have you now.
So I'm supposed to get away from him? I really don't know. Oh, we gotta destroy this blade. The blade of the Griffin. Interesting.
How'd you like these?
Oh my god, I feel like I totally messed up.
Yeah!
Yeah! Oh, I understand. Okay, so we need to... Wow, that is cool.
Sloppy.
I'm happy you all know what you're doing. No, what are you doing, Tarun? Get the hell off of her. There we go.
Sloppy. I'll tear you limb from limb. Sloppy. For al amigo! I have you now.
Did I just kill everybody by doing that? Alright, let me face him this way so he doesn't. There we go. Yeah! Vincent, he just kicked you, bro. Oh my god.
Sloppy.
Everybody's doing so well this fight. I can't wait to see what he has to say after this. Where are you going? Running from me? Yes, we did it, team! Alright, give me that sword. Because that's a cool sword. Thank you, team. Alright. Japanese voice griffin was just called Iron Mask? Really? Oh, that was funny. All right. Cutscene time. Get your popcorn out, family.
You've beaten me, aye.
That's my favorite emoji, to take out the
But
trash.
you cannot stop what I've begun. Behold, a glimpse of things to come.
Uh-oh. Turn the music up if you can. Okay, hold on. Probably won't be able to hear me though. I have it all the way up. I can hear it really well. No!
We did it! We showed the bastards!
I mean, to be honest, I don't really care if the Empire gets destroyed. Good for you. Good for you.
And who knows, lads? Mayhap the Eorzeans will finally see sense when the enemy turns up on their bloody doorstep.
Who are you?
This is for Alamigo, for Eorzea.
Laurentius.
They die that others may live.
You doing, dude? Who are you? I don't like this. I don't like terrorists.
Vanguards! Attack!
I don't like this.
Seven hells. Do you hear that?
War machines. How did they get here so quickly?
Stand your ground! For the resistance!
That was not smart. No.
There's no one to run.
I almost feel bad for them. Ooh, that must have hurt. Ooh.
Gods help us. What were we thinking? The Empire's too big. Too powerful.
Oh my gosh.
Mighty Ralker. Grant us the strength to crush our...
That was a really good voice actor. That was a good line. I sense epicness about to occur.
There you are.
As you can see, our infiltrators did not elude me for long. Lady Ugiri is sending for an airship even as we speak.
What do we do? This is a massacre!
How wonderful to see you, Commander.
Illbird. I should have known.
Freaking Illbird.
This has to end. It has to end now. Do you not see your countrymen dying? Have your ideals rendered you blind even to that? Order the retreat, and we will help your soldiers to safety.
Retreat? With the moment of my triumph so close at hand? You truly are a sheltered child, Leveilleur.
Is he sacrificing all these people just to summon like a giant primal or something? Yep. Using the eyes of Nidhogg.
No abyss is too deep for you, I see. But trust me when I say that such power was not meant for mortal hands.
How long have I struggled to reach this point? My countrymen, so inured to the taste of defeat, they no longer balk at its bitterness, shouting my throat raw with rallying cries, only to be greeted with dull eyes and blank faces. My brothers and sisters in Ulda have surrendered to their apathy and their appetites. Were it not for the glint of Lodorito's coin, I doubt even those here now would have answered my call. Take back our homeland! Free Al Amigo! Ha! They'll happily mouth the words, but they won't spill the blood. You say no mortal should wield these eyes? Then I shall gladly become a demon. I will suckle on the souls of the hopeless and liberate the homeland they no longer deserve.
What exactly do you mean to do?
He's gone mad!
Did you hear their cries as victory was snatched away from them? Even with their dying breaths, they cursed the Empire. Never has their desire for vengeance been so raw, so true. A god has no need of faith when summoned by so pure a purpose.
Uh-oh.
Summoned? You cannot mean to fight the Empire with a primal!
He's gone
sloppy! You know full well the
sloppy.
danger, the futility of relying on such power!
Oh yes, I know their limitations. Which is why I will call upon a deity more terrible than the very black worm of the calamity itself.
What? Here? Now?
Stop him!
Like hells you will!
Stop him, you sloppy dogs! Wow, that took a good amount of poise. Pull that off.
An ending to mark a new beginning. My pain, my longing, you shall have it all!
I don't like the sound of that. Yeah, I know, so spry for somebody who just kicked their ass. Ooh. He really got sloppy. It's a lot of dead bodies. There's someone Lilith. Diablo IV crossover? Oh my, that's a creepy way to die. Oh no. Keep it coming with the sloppy dad jokes.
His death completed the ritual. The primal is taking shape.
Well, can't we stop it? There must be something we can do.
I love this music.
There is one thing.
What are you gonna do? Sacrifice yourself?
Hey, where do you think you're going?
He's gonna use the Louisoix staff?
Master Louisoix briefly contained Bahamut by means of a potent spell of sealing. I will now attempt to do the same.
But that's impossible! We would need hours to collect the necessary ether, if not days!
Not if you have the staff.
Alphino, though I concede it may not always be apparent, I was ever your grandsire's finest pupil.
Timtimati, of course! The staff still holds enormous power, broken or not.
Don't you dare, Papalimo! I know how that spell works.
Oh, come on, Poppy. Let's get out of here. Let's just take the airship and all leave. Let's just leave and see what happens tomorrow.
It is time to leave.
Maybe it won't be so bad.
Quite right. Quickly now, off you go. The further away, the better.
No, if you're staying, then so am I.
No, Ida. There is a path only you can walk, and it must not end here. Not like this. Take her! Please, you have to take her!
I can't take him seriously with the monocle, like.
What? No! Damn it, Thancred! Put me down! Thancred!
This is one battle you cannot fight. Away with you! Go!
Grab the sword! What? You can choose? Does that actually play a part in the story? What should I do, chat? I feel it's not like a normal RPG where I can save and go back and you know what I'm saying? Like this is it. Like I choose and that's it. If I stay, I die. What would Geegan the cat do? I would stay. I'm not gonna leave Papalimo to his fate. Get the hell out of here.
I think he means now!
Well, I guess it doesn't matter.
Farewell again, my dear Ida.
Are they lovers or something?
Now, let us see how good a student I truly was.
Yes! Yo, that's so cool. big brother, father figure. Okay. All right, good job, Papa Limo. You did it, and you didn't die. We go pick him up now. Why? Oh my gosh. Haha, you have the push-up emote. Nice. We have to talk to everybody. How many more must we lose? But we don't know if we lost. I mean, like, there's no confirmation. Look over the wall. He did smile like Louis Schwab. Wait, I missed it. Ah. Yeah, I remember Shinfil. He did smile like Louis Schwab, yeah. Okay, and they just confirmed that they were friends. You could see it in his eyes, Ida. He knew what he was doing, what had to be done. Master Louis wore the same look right before the end. You think I don't know that? I know, all right? I know. There's nothing more he could have done. The bird caught us all off guard. Even Gigan was powerless to stop him. Thanks for making it clear, Thancred. If you must blame someone, then blame me. Just promise that you will never forget what Papa Limo strove to protect, or the lessons he tried to teach you. Where am I looking, by the way? I only see some... Oh! That's not the moon. Nice detail, Square Enix. Nice detail. Couldn't take it anymore. Thank you for cueing me into that detail, Vincent. I seriously thought it was the moon. Word. I wonder if that summon primal contained summon energy, primal energy, would ever be like in a future story, or maybe a trial or alliance raid or something. It should get even better than next year when 7.0 drops and we get the graphics update. Oof. Oof. That's gonna be nice. Oh my gosh, it's 10 o'clock already. Thus, this is such an Urianger thing to say. Thus did the pupil follow in the footsteps of his master, even unto the grave. I have yet been unable to explain how Ilbrig came to possess Nidhogg's eyes. In the depths of the sea clouds, perpetual storm of water and wind aspect aether rages. No mortal could endure such conditions. Oh, a mortal, huh? Then mayhap it was the work of an Ascian. But now is not time to idle speculation. Kryl, I have need of your assistance. Yes, of course. We must inspect the cocoon of light and ascertain the state of the primal trap within. Between our respective talents, I dare say we shall glean some measure of insight. Understood. I can't promise I'll be able to sense much through the barrier, but I shall certainly do my best. As shall I. Let us be about it then. What? Not so much as a buy? Pray forgive Archon Estola her brevity. She seeketh employment, lest her grief deprive her of the will to act. A desire to comfort Ida doubtless compoundeth her unseemingly haste. I too must contend with the grievous loss in my own way. By thy leave, Lady Elisay, I shall honor our fallen colleague through gainful study. There exists writings which may yet further our understanding of the cocoon of light. Is anybody gonna confirm the body? Like, where's the body? Where's the staff? That's all I'm saying. It's all a ball now. I think the spell kills you. I was assuming that. Yeah, it's over for the potato. The potato. Hey, it's Sid. He had to use all the ether from the staff and what he had. Makes sense. Yeah, kind of like Moonbreeder, yeah. Ray return to the Waking Sands. Got a samurai here. Old man samurai.
A word, if you would, good sir. This place, it is within the realm of Eorzea.
You're an odd-looking fellow, aren't you? Still, takes all sorts, I suppose. This here's Vesper Bay. Thanalan's door to the ocean, as some folk like to call it.
This guy? Yeah, this guy right here next to the cart is an amazing looking character. His voice, spot on. No, I'm just kidding. The samurai looks dope. I love the look of the samurai. Look at his garb. Can you unlock this outfit? I would love that outfit from a samurai.
Am I to understand from your answer that I have indeed arrived in Eorzea?
Eh? Yes? You're in Eorzea?
Cash shop. Oh, man. Man?
Ah! A plain response at last, and the one I wanted at that. My journey was not without its hardships. You do not believe that so small a bark could bear me across the ocean? Such timid little sailors. I had but to set my course and set my jaw till I made port. Though,
give that man some food.
Perhaps I've been wise to lay down my oars a moment to sup on more than the spray of brine water. By the trembling of my limbs, I sense a brief repast may be in order. Nay, I will not hearken to the feeble grumblings of an empty belly. Duty comes before all.
Good gods, man. Are you all right?
Arianger.
Thou art far indeed from home, friend.
I was about to say he's a row. What he just said is true. He rode a small rowboat from another continent crossing the open sea. Man didn't eat food. That's crazy. You lead it with the 8 months. Thank you for the resub. Sloppy. All right, everybody be quiet. Here he comes.
Dear friends, pray accept my heartfelt thanks for your efforts in defense of Gridania's borders. I would fain dwell longer on my gratitude for the support of the Alliance, but the situation at Belsar's Wall demands that we forego such pleasantries.
According to our most recent intelligence, the cocoon of light that formed in the air above the wall remains undimmed and unbroken. After measuring the cocoon's etheric concentrations, Archon Y'shtola has confirmed the presence of a primal entity.
So we must assume that Ilbert's thrice-damned god is indeed trapped within. And what news of the Imperials? They're not like to ignore such a spectacle.
Sir, a Garlean airship was observed making an approach, but the vessel was destroyed when it drew near. The Empire appears to have made no subsequent attempts to reach the object.
The soldiers who witnessed the incident spoke of a lance of light issuing from within the cocoon. Of an entire warship being reduced to smoking ruin in the space of a moment.
Dang.
Veterans of Cartano, meanwhile, likened the destruction to that wrought by the fiery wrath of Bahamut.
We could face another calamity.
That's crazy.
So the Primal is awake then? Contained, yes, but for how long? We must destroy it now, lest it break free.
Agreed. There is, however, the small matter of how to get close enough to a being that swats warships from the sky as you would a bothersome gnat.
How about dragons?
Is this truly so complex a puzzle?
Oh, Nero.
Or have you no stomach for the obvious solution?
What in the hells are you doing here?
How did he get there?
A pleasure to see you too, Garland. Now, if you'd be so kind as to explain to these good people why you should be begging me for my assistance, that would be most appreciated.
Who is this man?
See, I did the Crystal Tower, so I know who he is.
Oh, how terrifically rude of me. Nero Tolskeva, former tribunus of the 14th Legion of the Garlean Empire. These days, however, one might say that I'm something of a free agent.
What do you want, Nero?
I was getting to that. Although you already know what I'm about to propose, old friend. As you have rather belatedly realized, within that frail binding lurks an entity alike in strength to the great Bahamut, and the only force in existence which might conceivably contend with such a foe is the very creation which captured the Elder Primal in the first place. I speak, of course, of Omega.
Omega? That hulk has been gathering dust beneath the plains of Cartanal since the Allagans breathed their last. And none alive knows how to wake it.
I'm sorry? Do you understand who it is with whom you have the privilege of speaking? I'm Nero Tolskeva, Master Engineer, the mechanical genius who restored the Ultima weapon to full operational capacity.
Oh, my bad.
And as luck would have it, I'm graciously offering you the use of my considerable expertise.
Oh yeah, so we could just give you an ultimate weapon? No thanks.
And what, you just expect us to accept? You're a fool if you think your deeds at the Crystal Tower are enough to win my trust, Nero.
Trust? You wound me, Garland. All those years, studying side by side at the Academy, sharing both trial and triumph, we were countrymen once, you and I. But sentiment aside,
Have you a better solution? Or do you mean to send in your vaunted hero there, as you always do, and pray the world is not engulfed in flame? Let us approach the problem in a rational manner. Does not the fact that Omega slumbers in stasis point to the existence of some overriding technology? A means of control?
I would ask a question, if I may. Nero, was it not? In the event that we succeeded in using Omega to shackle the Primal in the manner you propose, what then would become of it? Do we not risk repeating the mistakes of the Allagans?
Omega is but a tool. How we choose to employ that tool is entirely up to us. Of course, if you would rather leave it buried beneath Cartano while you continue your petty squabbles above, then I suppose that is also your choice.
Spare us, Nero. The Seedseer's concern is a valid one. He who controls Omega wields the power of the gods, the very power which led the Allagans to destroy themselves.
And does it not fall to we engineers to prevent such misuse? What was your company's proud slogan? Freedom through technology?
A creed you follow, is it? What say you? Do we take this villain at his word? As will I. I don't like it, but then it doesn't look like we have much choice. Would the Council be willing to entrust this matter to a pair of former Imperials?
Yes. The task of restoring the Allagan relic will be yours. But the responsibility for its reawakening must remain with the Council. Do we condone this course of action?
Aye. 'Twould seem we do. Let the record show that we invest this contingent with the authority to enter Cartano and take command of Omega. Sid, I appoint you leader of the expedition. Scions, I would ask that you assign some few of your number to escort Master Garland and supervise the other one.
We should be happy to oblige. The politics of Cartano being what they are, I dare say our neutrality will prove useful in avoiding any unnecessary entanglements.
If I am not mistaken, Doma occupies a similarly neutral position. Might we not persuade you to join the expedition, Lady Yugiri? If you suspected any foul play from Nero, you would be welcome to kill him.
I think I have one more patch after this, right?
My blade is yours.
Hey, Yugiri. You better watch your back, Nero.
Hesitation, eh? You'll forgive me if I do not shake your hand.
What was that? Oh, I'm already in 3.56? Okay, okay. Very nice. It is raining. Check it out. Yeah, so okay, so that was the first quest. The greater science, fly free, my pretty, and the far edge of fate. So I got 3 more quests. Well, should we do it? Are they long quests or like, I don't want to go past 11. Think we could get the next 3 quests done in 45 minutes? What's the consensus? It's not bad. Alright. Yo. Yeah, there's no dungeon, so. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Ooh, excitement. As Ariandria would say, the longereth you waiteth, thou willeth be losing more timeth. I like to appreciate little details, you know? I'm not a huge fan of rushing things. But since I'm not 100% sure when I'll be streaming next, let's make a push to get this done. Or is it downstairs? Ah. Oh, thank you for the Peloton. Excelsior. Well, here they are now. What's he plotting though? Like, I always thought Nero was an underutilized character. That was quick. What was the point in that? I guess I should have talked to the characters right there. I think I missed out on some dialogue. Forward and back and forward and back and one step forward. In the wrong hands, it would be bad. It would be bad. Do I offer him tea? Yo, this guy homie's been going through a lot. All right, here we go. Now he gets to see the inside of our hideout. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit.
So these are the fabled headquarters of the Scions. I confess I would have expected an order of self-proclaimed warrior scholars to surround themselves with the fruits of man's enlightenment. And yet there's not so much as a single piece of magitech in sight. It never ceases to amaze me how primitive you Eorzeans truly are.
Oh, I'll have you know that the Rising Stones is home to the very latest in magitech innovation. Wedge calls it the Mark 14 Thermocoil Boil Master, and it's the finest kettle I've ever had the pleasure to own.
I love the Taru. I know, right? Not the most advanced suit of armor.
We are returned. Well, Ida and I, at least. Ishtola and the others remain behind to continue their assessment of the binding magic.
There didn't seem much point staying just for that, so I decided to come back with Alphino. Papalimo bought us this time. We shouldn't waste it.
I agree.
By your leave!
Why are you here?
That voice could fell a gigas.
This is the Rising Stones, domicile of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. I enter at the invitation of one Lord Urianger. I spy you there, Shadow Walker. You always were a hard one to find.
This is hilarious.
Yugiri, do you know this man?
Gosetsu, why are you come to Eorzea?
In search of you, Yugiri. For days and nights did I row across the angry sea. I made port in good spirits, only for my own flesh to betray me over the trifling matter of an empty belly. Collapsed in the street like an unfed stray I was, until Lord Urianger came to my aid. Over a most welcome meal.
Brosetsu, really?
The plight of Doma, and I learned of our displaced countrymen's work to resettle this blighted land. 'Twas blind fortune that I was able to locate you so swiftly. But now we must make ready to depart. Our master languishes in dire peril, and Doma calls her daughter home.
Oh.
It is not so simple, Gosetsu. There are obligations which bind me here.
Announce the hideout any louder. For real, it's a hideout.
You refuse? Did you mislay your oath during your flight from our homeland? The laws of hospitality must be honored, but surely the vow to defend your master demands the greater obeisance.
It was our master who bid me guide our people to safe haven by any means necessary. And it was the Scions you see before you who provided us succor and sanctuary when all others refused. Dire peril or no, were I to return without first repaying such hospitality, our master would cut me down at the threshold.
Mayhap that is so.
there is more. A crisis threatens all within this realm, Eorzean and Doman alike, and I go to play my part in its resolution. I will not bring shame upon our liege by abandoning my people or my duty.
How very noble of you. Now, in the name of honor, kinship, and, yes, practicality,
What a
might I
dick.
suggest we get this expedition underway? Or would you rather debate the finer points of duty and leave Omega to the Empire?
The Empire? You, Giri? You draw steel against the curse of Garlemald? Then why did you not say so? My blade is oath-bound to fall upon the ranks of the Imperials wheresoever they march. Lead on, Shadow Walker, and may the enemy tremble at our coming.
I can't wait to see this dude fight some Imperials. Keegan, wait. Can I speak with you for a moment? Do you remember when I had to meet the Diamond Forge and we ambushed you? Yes. Well, once we had your measurements, I set to work to make you a traveling outfit in my spare time. I've only just this moment finished the stitching, but I wanted you to have it before you left. Here you go. The game is actually giving you an outfit? Really? Really? New drips. Oh, that's fancy. I like that. A blood pearl charm? I love the monocle. Does everybody get the same outfit? A dapper boy. My favorite club outfit? They're dyeable too? Yes, let's go. Look at the ring. Look at the ring with the horns on it. Like every piece of it is very specific. Oh, I'm not in it anymore. Gosh darn it. Hey. Guess I didn't give you any gloves. Oh well. The Emperor's new gloves. Love that. I like this look though. No hand piece. Oh, I think the red one is the coolest. But I do like white and black. Stick with the original for now. Repair my gear? Never. Oh, I think he's gonna fit right in. Fly free, my pretty. A fine suggestion. I think Ida is the only Scion who didn't get an outfit upgrade. Thank you, Rune. All good. Oh my god, are we going to the Crystal Tower again? This brings back memories. All right, here we go. I'm going to skip through some dialogue just so we could push on. Here we go. All the waves on Skilla. You're a historian? Never do that. Like in real life or like an Eorzean historian?
Now, where was that?
It seemed like they were pulling from old, like, Japanese filmmaking. The whole samurai bit. In real life, amateur. Really? That is epic, Rune. Seriously. Do you like your job?
I've enabled the teleporter. One brief jump and we shall arrive in Omega's control room.
Why are you cocky?
You've been here before.
Of course. It was no easy task threading a path through all the skirmishers.
It's volunteer work, but it's fun.
How could I ignore
Nice.
the existence of such a fascinating toy? You may trust that my preliminary examination was suitably thorough.
Trust? Aye. I trust your appetite for technology.
I chased down a suspect airship, and who should I find but the traitor, Sid Garland.
Great.
Searching for something, engineer? Something big? It's close, isn't it? It's like all my name days have come at once.
Of all the scouts the Empire could have sent. Take care of that brute, will you?
Nero's hammer.
God damn it. Can't let Nero tinker around in there by himself. I'm sorry to leave you to it, but I dare say you'll manage without me. This clod has no idea who he's dealing with.
This clod. He tries so very hard.
I am Gosetsu, samurai of Doma.
So menacing looking.
No holding back!
An opening.
With soul and steel!
The soil sting.
No retreat. No surrender.
Look upon a samurai of Doma!
It's all over now.
Leave this to me.
I have you!
It's pretty much a pit fight. Yeah, exactly. The name days come together at once. Japanese voices Imperial Row makes him look like such a dimwit. Ouch, talk about team attacks. He keeps on hitting them. Oh, the red version. Very nice. The Red Baron. What the? No one told me they'd have a Magic armor. Let's go. About to find Snoopy.
You watching, Papalimo?
No retreat. No surrender.
Gosh. Wow, that's cool.
upon a samurai of summer!
It's all over now.
Your defense is lacking.
I have you!
This one'll sting.
It's my right to strike!
No holding back.
Leave this to me.
With solid steel!
And this thing's overpowered.
You watching, Papanilo?
Alright, I think that's it. Hey, you just can't run off. That's so funny. Now that's just embarrassing. Pitiful.
No retreat. No surrender.
Look upon a samurai of summer!
It's all over now.
Your defense is lacking.
I have you!
This one'll sting.
The way he runs is hilarious. Barney, I'm home. Victory screech. Got here just in
Temporal
time.
stasis disengaged. All systems operational. Garland?
Everybody get your popcorn.
All clear on this side. It's waking up.
It? Yo, that's crazy.
Remarkable. Omega sensors immediately detected the presence of the cocoon, even at this distance. They must have been set to scan for sources of energy exceeding certain magnitudes.
That's crazy.
I still don't see any means to control the machine directly. It seems to have been designed to act wholly autonomously.
Oh, that's a bad thing.
Once we release Omega, we can be fairly certain it will attempt to capture the Primal at Belsar's Wall. Assuming its mission is successful, our only option at that point will be to re-engage its stasis system and put it back to sleep.
And should the machine happen to misbehave, we'll simply initiate an emergency shutdown. I confess we don't yet have a complete grasp of its capabilities, but I'm certain the details will not elude us for long.
Well, I understood less than half of that. So, my question to you is, are we doing the right thing?
That is the question we should all ask ourselves every day. Every day of the week. Well, what do you think?
What do I think? All right. Step aside, Sid. Is this the thing I need to press?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, it's all on you now. Push the button.
You gave too much for us to waste this chance, Papalimo. So this is for you. And me.
Oh, snap. Engage the emergency sensors.
Yes! Fly free, my pretty! Show us what you can do.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Omega is loose.
Now for the awesomeness. As menacing as I thought it was. Really cool design. went to the movies. Spirit bomb. I completely agree, little JJ. Welcome back to the stream, by the way. Starflame, welcome to the stream. My gosh. Hello, party people.
Huh? Omega has stopped transmitting. But that shouldn't be. I didn't engage the stasis system.
And what does this signify? I have little understanding of these contrivances.
Oh.
The launch went exactly to plan, but all signals emanating from Omega have ceased. This may indicate any number of things, but we will need to join the Scions out in the field if we are to ascertain which one.
Right. I've ordered a malfunctioning beast to go to sleep. That should prevent any unfortunate mishaps. I suggest we make our way back to Gridania.
Okay, but they just kind of like nuked everything and 2 shiny bits fell to the ground. What the hell was that, Yida?
Omega destroyed the cocoon. Papalimo's spell is fading. It was bound to his ether, you see. And if the connection is broken...
So that's what that means. That's what those markings are. Oh, all right, we did it. We did the thing. They're pretty much like holding your hand through this entire experience, like literally just loaded Gridania for me. Your character was probably here the entire time. Yes, let's see. I like that they gave you the orchestration. It's very, very nice. I have to do inventory management. Yes, I know. You don't even want to see my chocobo saddlebags. Still have 400 commendations before I get my Burger King crown. Got this, little JJ. Maybe I'll get rid of my Sprout icon by then. Only 2 more expansions to go. Oh, congrats, Orange. You will forever be orange in this chat. Just play healer for a year. Play as a tanker healer and you get all the comms. It's a Momberry Mochi. Hello. The battle raged on, with no end in sight, until both combatants were engulfed in a blinding flash of light. When the radiance faded, I saw a pair of fall motionless from the sky, coming to rest somewhere on Alamegan soil. Of course! I will not speak for the rest, but my eye, it seemed that each had landed a fatal blow upon another. Domans were heard to whisper the name Shinryu. It would appear that being resembles a creature of the Far Eastern legend. I have found it convenient to refer to it as such. Oh. The Shinryu's fate, and indeed that of Omega, is yet unknown. We have, alas, no eyes of the Gir Abanian side of the border. Nice. You were actually helpful, Nero. Very nice, very nice. All right, 11:01. We made it. I think this is the last. This would be the last. The far edge of fate. Well, let's see how this expansion's last patch is gonna end. Here we go, friends. is the last of the last. And then it's legit storm. I can actually I can actually set my title now on Twitch to say, all right, Stormblood tonight. I did that like 2 patches ago, thinking I was like gonna, you know, blast through this content in like an hour. Nope, that was completely wrong. It is on top of the tower. Oh well, we have to take a minute and go see what she has to say. Wonder if she has any dialogue. Dot 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 dot. And yep, no more moon. It's like a giant Ivysaur looking creature over there. Right, Stola. You made it through the free trial content. Huzzah! 270 hours
My
later,
friends,
we did it!
I cannot well express how glad I am to see you both unharmed. They say that Omega's clash with the Primal shook the very firmament.
Well, you can play it for free, meaning like you don't have to buy the next expansion. But I've been subbing. So I've been subbing for a year now, so.
You need not have worried. The battle took place far above the ground. We were able to observe in relative safety, though I'm given to understand that there were casualties on the far side of the wall.
Chad sub.
It was like watching a nightmare unfold before our very eyes. Ilbird's primal manifested in the form of a colossal dragon, a being of pure violence. It burst forth from the cocoon with such terrible force.
This game is worth every penny.
That such a horror should spring from the eyes of Nidhogg comes as no surprise. Nor do I wonder at its form. Ilberd all but announced it in the moments prior to his death. Plainly, it was his dying wish to visit a second calamity upon the Empire.
And I am quite certain the abomination would have obliged had it not found itself outmatched by Omega. Gods! I am no stranger to the works of Alag, but even I was unprepared for the machine's furiosity. It beggared belief.
And how fares poor Ida in the midst of all this? Have you spoken with her?
She is up on the platform, lost in thought. We deemed it best not to disturb her, but mayhap she would welcome some company after all.
Yes, we shall.
The light's gone. It was all we had left of him.
Ida.
I don't blame anyone. I knew what was going to happen. I knew the spell Papalimo meant to cast would drain away his life force. I knew that it would only buy us a little time.
Holy shit! Time for a Yida wardrobe change.
Ida, there is no need to explain.
But there is. I can't hide in Papalimo's little shadow anymore, and I shouldn't hide behind my sister's mask. 20 years ago, on the day the Empire marched into Alamigo, I was still just a child, not even 5 summers old.
My father had been one of the leaders of the revolution. He had fought to overthrow the Mad King, Theodoric. And my sister had fought alongside him. But she was strong and kind, and always knew what to do.
Shinful, are those 8-man trials, or? I guess, yeah, that would be 8-man, right?
But when the Garleans came, everything changed. My father went to war against them too. And I never saw him again. After that, I remember a lot of running. My sister dragged me for malms and malms until we came to the city of Charlian. That was where she met Master Louis Soir. He introduced her to the Circle of Knowing, and she eventually became an Archon.
She was your inspiration. Is that not why you took up her mask and her name? Or did you simply mean to continue what she had started?
You've known all along, haven't you? That I wasn't Ida.
Wow.
Of course. We all recognized you at once. 'Twas Papalimo who persuaded us to maintain the charade.
Really?
It was silly to think I could fool you. I knew that even then, but I sort of decided not to know. Ida died 6 years ago, on a mission to smuggle refugees out of Alamigo. They say she was overwhelmed by Imperial soldiers when she stayed behind to save a little girl. She was so strong. There must have been a lot of them. I'm sorry for lying to you. My real name is Lise.
Oh, snap.
When Papalimo brought me Ida's mask, it was meant as a keepsake, but I decided I wanted to be his new partner, to keep alive all the good that she had done. I didn't want to become Ida, exactly. At the time, though, I still didn't know who I was myself, and it almost seemed easier to play the role. Papalimo agreed to help, of course, but it was never what he wanted for me. He wanted me to walk my own path, and those were his final words to me.
I appreciate that, Shinfil. Thank you. And thank you, Flame, for
The Archon's mark he gave me is faded, and my last excuse along with it.
for the tidbit. Mark of the Archon.
So this is it. Whatever I choose to do from now on, I do as Lise. And I choose to continue my family's fight. I want Alamigo to be the country that Ida and my father always wanted it to be.
In comes Stormblood. We get to see Domin and maybe Alamigo.
Once more.
That'd be cool. More war?
Do you regret standing against the Empire? Would you have chosen a different road, knowing what you know now?
I sent Stormblood trailer. It's quick watch if you want to check it out. Okay.
To claim that I never doubted the decision would be a lie. But I made my choice, and I have defended it with blade in hand ever since.
I'm ready for war. Would the trailer ruin any of the trials? Samurai.
Battle continues, and our steel is needed. Come, Shadow Walker, we leave for the east.
Right,
for Doma.
For Doma. Let's go. I hope I get to play in Doma. That'd be so nice. I always wanted to see Doma since the beginning of the game because my second job that I wanted to level up was a ninja. That's my main melee, I love it. Yeah, I feel like because I tank, I get enough melee action. I really wanted, you know, like a ranged DPS. Wow. And it ends just like that, huh? Heaven's Word was long, man. That's a lot of content. A lot of content. Like 130 hours worth of content. You have all the Alexander raids, when you met Kryl, the Warriors of Darkness. Just so much that happened. And everything with Ishgard, like literally everything. The Dragon Song War. Orshfont. You know, like it's just so much. Ysael, the dragons. Rune with the 5 gifted. Thank you, Rune. Stormblood is just as long and Shadowbringer is longer. I can't wait. I'm not complaining that it's long. I'm just saying, like, there was a lot to cover. Love it. Oh, Minfilia, you'll forever be part of Hydaelyn. Well, we'll see. Maybe that changes. I don't know. I feel like nothing is safe anymore. I don't know, man. Oh my god, the riot. Remember the riot that happened? You got like drugged. That girl, that protester slipped something in your drink. And then you had the grand melee. Like, yeah, it was a lot. All right, let's watch the Stormblood trailer. Woo! Oh, wait, I have to finish the quest, don't I? Or no? All right, we'll just end it here. Stormblood is really where they get their gameplay and dungeon formula figured out. I can't wait. Does that mean we no longer streams? What do you mean we no longer streams then? What do you mean, Maruko? Finish the quest, there's more? Okay. Hey, may have mentioned, but Alphino has apprised me of all to come pass in Gridania. Your only task now is to rest. This is the calm before the storm. Storm! Get it? Elise chose her path, and as her friends, we must do what we can to support her. We are fated to join the conflict in any case. Once the Alliance has taken the wall and opened the way to Gir Albania, we will have little choice but to fight. Which is not to say the cause is unworthy. After all, ignoring the plight of those whom one might conceivably save is not wisdom but indolence. Correct? I, for one, look forward to joining hands with the Alamegans and striking a blow against the tyranny of the Empire. As I rather suspect, do you. Yes. Yes. We fight the Empire once more. Oh my god, there's a trailer. A cutscene. Let's go, Pippin. Out of water. Rauban. again. Yes. It is almost time, father. I love that line. Oh, Maruko. We definitely, if it's not long, if it's not going to be longer streams, it should be more than one day. You know what I mean? Finish the quests and still Heaven's Word. Yup. Yeah, I gotta make a schedule because I do want to stream some Diablo 4 too. I'm really enjoying that game. So if I can make a schedule, you know, like one night stream Final Fantasy 14, another night stream Diablo 4, I think that'd be cool. But yeah, I'm making a separate channel for that in the Discord if you're interested, if you try that game. Right now we only have Guild Wars 2 and Final Fantasy 14 channels. Yeah. It's time, Pippin. Hearing good things about Diablo so far. Yeah, so far I really enjoy it. They actually have a glam wardrobe for you in Diablo 4, which I thought was really cool. Kind of reminded me of the wardrobe system in Final Fantasy 14. I was like, dang. Sounds fair enough. Can't overload the one game I was born out. Yeah. I mean, Vincent started playing Diablo 4 with me, actually. We played over the weekend. Yeah, I mean, even Yoshi P said, right? Like, play other games. You don't want to burn out, right? And, you know, we have Final Fantasy 16 coming this month as well. There's a lot of new games. And I still haven't played Zelda, the new Zelda. Like, that's on my backlog, but not priority. One day I'll get to Zelda. I learned to brace myself against the charge of a bull at Avalamigo. No foe will dislodge me. What's going on, Rauban? Got some internal reflecting going on here. Very well, Ilbert. I will take our homeland back. Ilbert. See, that was the confusing part for me the entire time. It's just Ilbert kind of went the evil route and made a pact with an Ascian instead of, you know, actually being a good guy. But it ended up happening anyway. Rauban, like, didn't want to do it at first, but now he's coming in like, yep, all right, sure. Oh, do we get some insight into the Empire? That crazy looking character. Gosh, so many animals. We have a lioness, we have some like griffins, we have like lions, male lions, and then there's like what, like a hawk or something above. It's a really weird throne room. My Lord Viceroy, our scouts have confirmed the preliminary report. Belsar's war has fallen to the Eosian Alliance. The hunt for Omega and the unknown Arkan continues, though both yet elude us, my lord. The battle caused considerable damage. Should we perchance divert some of our forces? Oh wait, isn't that the character on the front of the Stormblood cover? Forgive me, my lord, I did not intend. Your will be done. Is the Alamegan royal? Oh no way, really? Last live letter, Yoshi said that they're making to get top tier gear easier, so in time to play other games if you wish. We seriously do not deserve that, man. Yeah, it's true. He even went into the live letter playing the new Zelda on his Switch. Look at the giant eye. I don't know if that's like part of the armor, but yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy. At the far edge of fate, the road begins anew. The heroes look to the eastern skies and behold the crimson hue. A dawn of liberation, a gathering of storm of blood. Put an extra of in there. Ooh. Now I could go over to the storm blood tab. Yep, that's a lot of quests. All right, so let me look at my calendar real quick, and then we'll watch the trailer, and then we'll all go to sleep. So this weekend I'm busy. It's my dad's birthday, and we're celebrating Father's Day, so I won't be able to stream this weekend. Next weekend, I could probably stream during the week. So look out for a stream notification for next Tuesday. Maybe we can do the trials next Tuesday. The Heaven's Word trials next Tuesday. If you all suggest I do that storyline before I jump into the Storm of Blood. If not, then we could always hit up the trials another stream, and I could just do the story. But you suggest I do the trials, then we'll do the trials. Now log out and switch to Stormblood. Yeah, right? I know, right? Thank you so much. The eye part of the armor symbolized the Garleans' pride in their race iconic third eye. So yeah, I'll do sign-ups in the Discord for the trials for next week. If you're available, you know, I'd love to have eight people from the Realm of Legends community, from Twitch, from YouTube, whoever can make it. June 13th, 8 p.m. We'll try to start around 8:30 if we can get through them. I don't know how long the story is, but if we don't think we can hit all of it in a 3-hour period, like I know the Alexander raids were like more than one stream because we did them in island level, then we'll just do it like normal unsynced. That way we can get through the story. And then on the 15th, I'll stream Diablo 4. The rest of this week, we're not going to stream. So I'll see you all next week. All right, let's do the screen share. Here we go. Oh, wait, sorry. My bad. I almost forgot. We need to do a picture to commemorate the ending of Heaven's Word. Hold on, everybody head over to Revenant's Toll if you're able to make it. We'll do a picture. It's only 4 trials, should be alright. Alright. You'll be in Alaska next week? That's cool, Vincent. Hello. What's going on, little JJ? Alright, if you want, I don't know why it keeps clicking on that. I'm doing that on purpose. Victory! 3 trials? Okay, yeah, that should be good. We should be able to handle it in one stream. We should be able to handle it. I've been finalizing report cards, so I'm able to make it for the pick. I'm there in spirit. We'll Photoshop you in, Maruko. We'll Photoshop you in. You were here for a majority of my Heaven's Word experience. This will be the commemorative. Looks like Vincent slicing my cat in half. Because I got the outfit. That'll be the commemorative photo. Posted on YouTube. Heavensward? Done. Alright, now we can go over and watch the trailer. Thank you, everybody. This was a fun night. Alright. Bing bada boom. Camera. That is my camera. Whatever, we'll use this one. All right, ready? Raid. Oh my gosh, Smolnia. What's going on, Smol? Hello, Raiders. Hello, 22 people. Welcome. Welcome to the Realm of Legends. Boo. It has been a while. Hey, hubby. Yo, raid. Let's go. Get those emotes in chat. We're about to watch the Stormblood trailer. We just finished Heavensward. We just finished the last quest in Heavensward. Where are you in the story right now? I just pulled my mic out of my stand. We're good. I saw you were online on Friend Finder. All right. Congrats on finishing. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I appreciate the raid. Let's go. I've been told I'm about to hit Heavensward patch content. Nice. You're catching up. Dang. Oh, you're in for a really cool experience with the Heavensward patch content. Dragon Song War to look forward to. Fancy stuff. Creepy cup, yeah, for real. I'm happy to hear everything's going well. All right, let's watch the trailer. Here we go. Thank you so much. I appreciate the congratulations. Spoilers, yeah, for real. Close your eyes, Smolnia. Welcome, conjurers. Yes. you can stay. Just close your eyes and ears. I really appreciate the raid. Oh, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, it's like for a second I forgot, like, I'm tired. Gigan is tired. I forgot, like, yeah, there's probably spoilers coming up. All right, let's count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Statue. Hey, the dancer. Oh, that's Lise. And there's the Warrior of Light. Oh, looks like they're training or something. must have hurt. Is that monk? Oh, they're sparring in Alamigo. Dang, just push her out of the way like that. Ooh. They bring out the guns. Coolest CG ever. Alright, I'm really excited now. It's beautiful. I want to cry. Oh, all right. Take me back to 2017. Wow. 2017, really? No, it definitely came out before then. That's so cool. You can get up there? That's 6 years ago? Listen, I'm gonna quote something you all said in the chat earlier. We're old. Oh, X-Pac from 6 years ago. This is our true battle against the Empire begins. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is gonna be good. All right, let's just let's go to my channel. Select my screenshots. There we go. Oh. Stormblood gets PS4 goodies? Really? Rest in peace, PlayStation 3. We do not miss you. I imagine. I missed the PS3. I still have the PS3. 12:30 a.m. here. Gotta go to bed. Congrats. Welcome to Stormblood. Thank you, Yulita. Have a good night. I'm going to call it myself as well. Thank you, everybody who joined tonight. It was a really fun evening. I am looking forward to Stormblood. Let's get those Heaven's Ward trials done next Tuesday. I never had the PS3. My ex did. I mean, there were some games, you know. Thanks for the stream. I'm gonna head out too so I can go to work in the morning. Welcome to Stormblood. Hope you have fun with that, with what comes next. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for all the gifted subs tonight. Thank you for the attendance and for being here. Thank you for the raid, Smolnia. I hope everybody's doing well. I will see you soon. And yeah, we'll talk in Discord. Take care, everyone.